back to the Pro League at that very abrupt end. We are getting ourselves ready for the final map of the night.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it's been a really strange day, hasn't it? Like, some epic comeback by Navi and Overpass, then SK taking Envy to double overtime, and now we're going to be playing Cobblestone.
Yeah, so just the perfect round out for you.
It's a great way to end it.
Sweet joy to your life. But yeah, it has been a bit of a strange day. I think the last map was a pleasant surprise as to how far it went. I think that most people would have said, you know, we kind of put SK in a better position they were previously. You know, they've drastically made some big changes, started to pick up some decent victories, so making some good presence in the scene now. Yeah. But you wouldn't say, double-ish overtime against Envy. But then again, you take Envy into account sometimes, and they're a hard team to kind of get everything on. Yeah,
I feel like the Frenchmen sometimes they tend to sort of just not really keep the focus. I think that's what Sun was trying to allude to. They win
so subtly as well.
Yeah. They've won a lot, and some of these games maybe it's hard to be 100% focused, I guess.
Oh yeah, you can't blame them. They literally have just come back from a massive event.
I mean, I think especially in the beginning of a league like this, where you have so many games to play that it's hard to value each and every one of them. It's only when you get to the end that you realize, damn, if we don't win the next 5 out of 5 games, we won't even make we won't make it. So
yeah, I'm trying to think back to the amount of tiebreakers we almost could have had at the end of the last season as well. It was
that could have been like a 6-way tie, couldn't it?
Yeah, because the top 2 were set basically. I think the 2 teams at the top were pretty much safe, which was Fnatic and at the time I think it was TSM at the time.
TSM, yeah.
But outside of that, literally everyone was within the space of a couple of games of each other that could have all changed literally by the end of it. So actually quite a close league. So yeah, picking up these early victories is really important.
Yeah, absolutely is. It's like when I play Candy Crush and I have 50 moves. It's not until I get to the end that I start to realize.
You know what? I've never played a game of Candy Crush in my life.
You haven't? Wow, you've been missing out. I'm at level 850 or something like that. Literally, I've never spent a single cent on it.
How much you spend on CSGO though? So it's like the polar opposite of what most people.
What I imagine is that people at King or whoever make that game, that sometimes they check my account and they think it can't possibly be right that this guy's wasted his whole life doing this and not even given us any money for it. I want to imagine that they're secretly annoyed.
Oh, they must hate you. They must just sit there and watch it, waiting one day. One day he'll buy something.
I also I get all my power-ups and I keep all of them.
Oh, you're a hoarder.
Yeah.
Is it the fear that you might run out one day, but you never do?
No, it's another statement for them just to I don't need this.
So it's like the vanilla player, just to really show it to them. But you're promoting it right now. It's like, guys, go play some Candy Crush.
It's
good. I've never played it, as I said, so maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I should have accepted far more invites through Facebook and everything else in regards to that. Farmville, another strong one that yet to play.
There are too many of those games. I can't keep up. I just stick with Candy Crush.
Just the Candy Crush and Diablo.
And Diablo. Yes, the new season started, so did I.
And is reborn.
I have serious issues with Diablo. I actually installed Diablo 2 a month ago. Yeah. But it turned out I couldn't quite make it work on Windows 10, and it requires all sorts of weird workarounds that I couldn't at the time I felt like I couldn't really commit to it, to even making it run, so I gave up on it. If I had made it run though, probably I would be doing Mephisto runs, and I can't. Yeah. There's a long and weird history of that game.
I can mock, but then again, I've started playing Euro Truck Simulator, so really,
Euro Truck Simulator.
Don't laugh. It's amazing.
I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine.
It's fantastic.
The only game I played Roller Coaster Tycoon.
See, that's actually a good game though.
It's an amazing game.
I openly mock people who play Euro Truck Simulator, and then I ironically played it, and I was like, this is actually great. I don't know why. I can't explain any of it. I found it very exciting the first time. I had to use the windscreen wipers because it was raining. Oh, and it was very intense.
All right. I once downloaded a game called Omni Truck Simulator, which is like a German truck game.
Of course, it's German.
Very.
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, a very strange game indeed. I've got a friend from even more northern British town in Leeds.
Yes.
Who used to play Farm Simulator.
See, I don't quite get that one. Like, the idea of driving around is kind of relaxing in a weird way. You know, like, I was the person in GTA that liked to, like, you know, stay within the lines. And,
you do that?
You know what? You literally just laughed at my face. You know, there was so much shame in your face.
Because there's so many other joys in GTA, right? I would, first of all...
You're the sadistic guy, aren't you? You're the vile person.
For quite a while in a number of different GTA games, if you would stand on, like, the hoods of police cars, they would eventually drive just, like, out of control and drive... I don't know why, but they would, like, freak out when you were standing on them. So that was funny, but the most enjoyable part for me is obviously, like, if you go on, like, some mad, rampage and kill a bunch of civilians, then after a while, the ambulances will show up, but they will also drive over other civilians to get to the people
you've injured. Oh, so you can see, like, by proxy how many you can get.
Yeah, there's something quite absurd about that.
You're like a kid with, like, the magnifying glass, like, killing ants, waiting for the others to come over and, you know, try and help them out.
Yeah, exactly. The best game by far, though, in this context has got to be Carmageddon. Especially the first one when they were still allowed to call them pedestrians. They changed them later to being zombies for, you know, politically correct reasons.
For reasons, yeah.
But when they were still pedestrians, life was good, yeah.
Well, look, Anders, we can have a nice little convoy later, all of us. We can play some Truck Simulator.
Truck Simulator.
Don't laugh at it. It's great. The American Truck Simulator's coming out now. Very exciting times. You can tell that there's a lot going on in warm-up right now so far. Really hitting the hot topics. But at least we've not gone down to enemas and, you know, anything along those lines yet.
God, no, yes. We will try and keep that at bay for as long as we possibly can.
That's very kind to keep your enema at bay, Anders. That's very sweet of you. Sadly for Semler, he couldn't do that earlier. But, no, this hopefully will be underway nice and quickly as we wait ever so patiently and Matt slowly gets more and more worried about what we're saying.
Well, he is responsible for the show, isn't he, really?
Yes.
So,
start to finish.
Ultimately.
It's actually his fault. He encourages me on a daily basis.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what we are waiting on. We pretty much got everyone here. Maniac actually was just snuck his way into the game. Maybe that's... Yeah, there we go.
Oh, damn it, Maniac.
Maniac calling up the show. What is this?
This guy. Alright, 9th round's underway. We'll be starting this one up as soon as possible.
Rip whatever team, especially if it's SK starting on the CT side.
the salty tilt is already beginning. The first line. Rip.
I cannot. What is this? Please.
I'm glad he hadn't renamed those to the usual standard. Oh.
Why? Oh. Why was he stabbing into the air all the while he was running? It feels like logically you'd be running a lot slower if you tried to do that.
I don't know if there's much logic applied to this. If there
Possibly
was, there's
not.
probably, you know, I wouldn't say you were wrong in that worry that, you know, maybe not a great idea as to how to catch someone just wildly waving, you know, two knives in hand. Probably not great.
Well, Envy are going to be starting... Wait, did SK just win the knife? Wait, who won the knife?
I don't know, I was distracted.
Did SK just win the knife and choose to go on the CT side?
Yeah, they did.
What kind of masochism is this?
They were like, "Do you know what, Anders? I know you hate this, so we're gonna make it hurt." It's all they've done.
I hope they get punished for this. They deserve it now. I would have felt sorry for them otherwise, but now that's all out the window.
There's no sympathy now. It's just like Yanko's face of no sympathy from this point onwards. But Monty, the Glock.
Too many people coming. The problem is, at that range, you have to hit the instant headshot, otherwise you're out of bullets. Kenny going to be taken out as Cillian as well. And now, well, they've got them sandwiched in, but I don't think it's really SK in control of anything right now. They are getting a bit of a flank in from behind. Actually, Freeze was trying at least, but he goes down as well. And it's all on Pimp to get shut down to the end, and Envy winning a pistol round. Digging the hole that's eventually going to be the grave for SK here.
You're like willing it along at this point, just digging the grave. But yeah, no, it was pretty goddamn brutal, if I'm honest. There was little to no respite in that one, and Envy pretty much is going in dry. So the two MAC-10s coming out to play, NBK and Kenny hitting those up, building up the bank as much as they can. The scout for Pimp, CZs as well to boot. And well,
yeah, a reasonable choice here from SK though, in all seriousness, is to stack the B-bomb site, because why not? if you go for like if you try and put like 2A and 3B, that will never work anyway. No. And nothing will come of it. So they are bringing Freeze back. I guess that's okay because he has almost nothing to lose. But I'd say keep everyone else who has either armor or the scout in the B-bomb site and let him save it for the next round.
Yep. And hopefully that's their intention. Because, as you said, you know, how much can they achieve here? Cillian's just come plowing over. Who's got head armor, CZ. He's playing pretty close towards just the doorway, just waiting there. And actually, look at this. EnVy are rotating around. Hopefully the Observer, you know, Rush wakes up. Oh, Rush. And misses the kill towards, from Modi towards Kia. But nice little wait from Majesty, going to swing out. Gets down 2, and suddenly, SK starting to punish EnVyUs here. And their sadistic ways are going to be unraveled, as actually it's not looking too bad. And Happy absolutely fluffing his lines, making a meal of that one. He does take down Majesty in the end, but there's Pim waiting in the wings as MBK is your last man standing.
Brilliant, brilliant round coming out of SK and sneaking into that corner as well. That was very creative. Now it's all on MBK here in a 1 versus 3. He's got 30 seconds left, gets the shot on 1, but the bomb is miles away. Don't actually think he can even run to it in time. That is going to be the round. They steal an AK, and Cillian gets to keep his armor as well. Great stuff here from SK, and yeah, I like it.
I guess MV was kind of outplaying themselves at that point. Like, they had 3 rifles. One of them could have just taken the fight, I guess, with a P250 at that distance. Freeze had already fallen back, and they rotated off the back of actually not much information. So, hey, what do I know? But EnVy this time, no real surprises here. No prizes for guessing what's coming their way, but SK seem aware. 4 players surrounding drop this time. SMGs are plenty. I'm just waiting for that flash to come through, and he's surely going to see it. He's going to hear it soon, and now they're not checking it. MBK just gets taken down. The bomb's on the platform, and sure, they got control of drop, but what can they do with it now?
Not really much of anything, it seems. 2 UMPs left here. Grenade on, right on to Happy, and he ends up falling back because of it. I mean, for him to kill both these players and pick up the bomb, or at least one of there, is not going to be likely, I think. He does have only 26 health, so really, really good job from Magic over at that plateau there. It's one of the most common ways, and it's one of those coin tosses you have to make on the CT side, is to try and win the plateau battle. It just, even then, even if he gets the double kill, you see how hard it still is for them to win the round, and that is part of the problem here. Happy gonna go down though, and fine job on SK still. These rounds are very, think of this as like a reverse nuke. I mean, you just need all the CT rounds you could possibly get.
Strange, I do remember. I think it was Devilwalker we were talking to originally, like when teams first did get really into hand with like how to play this map. And he was like, "Well, I think it's T-sided," and you know, a lot of people actually disagree with him. Like, "Oh, no, not the time." And eventually, surely, as it goes through, everyone's like, "No, actually, it is starting to become really quite T-sided. It's so hard to control every element on this map." So it's nice to see, as you said, the CT side of the I guess underdog team in this one holding up so far. But then again, it's EnVy. Every round can change, and it looks like they're just going to go back to basics, just brute force in towards A. Yeah, they've got 1 smoke to put down, 2 now. Kio's going to put his into place. But by this point, they're already so far out towards A that they could have a good shot at this with these Tech 9s.
Yeah, that smoke, though, actually fell onto the balconies. That was a bit weird. Now that gives an opening for SK to get back in here, but I have no idea how EnVy got all the way up onto the bomb site without even getting spotted. Apex going to be taking down Freeze, and you can tell now there's a lot of hesitation on the SK side. How do they even get back into this round? It seems like they're just going to elect to not do that. They're staying so far back, so this is essentially just a free round for EnVy, and yet more evidence that their abilities with these Tech 9s are just a bit out of control.
I don't understand it sometimes watching this game, but then again, Ceylon takes down Happy at least, so trying to salvage something, but he could be in trouble if they he can back out of this one pretty safely. I doubt anyone can really catch up by this point, but yeah, as I said, I don't know where SK Gaming were. Like, I didn't see anyone at A predominantly, and then suddenly EnVy were just walking out towards site.
Yeah, I think the first contact they had was through the middle doors, and the one SK player was, I think, maybe a Cillian or Freeze, I can't remember, at the top of the sort of the ramp here that Freeze is running on. So he falls back through the doors towards B, and then there's nobody at A anymore. So I think they just weren't expecting the rest of EnVy to push the A long position so aggressively, and it obviously caught them off guard. Bit of a weird round there. Magic here going to be picking up the first kill, going for a bit more, getting a double, and NBK and Apex, they get some refrags in here, but there's still 3 rifles in play on the SK side, and unlike the A-bomb side, there is at least a chance you could retake B here if you get a good kill in. They can't stop the bomb from going down, and that's the first big thing for Envy.
And the thing is that Happy still in this spot is going to make this so hard to utilize drop. Flash isn't even going to work at that point. He was just kind of clipping above it almost. And now the deny towards Freeze. SK like, turn tail, get the hell out of there, save these guns. Look to pick another battle at this point. But again, great work from Magic. I don't know how he's actually managed to pick that up. He was so low with that CZ as well. But it looks like Envy's just kind of gone back to a lot more basic stuff. They tried to maybe not outthink themselves, but play a bit more cautious of a game. But them just kind of like playing in towards B, just kind of playing through the site. And the aggression out towards A just seemed to pay off so much easier for them.
And if you think of sort of trying to make the analogy, Modi here, very, very low on health. He's got to be very careful right now. He's got a bit of backup in Pimp, who's covering the back line there, so it looks like he's going to be fine. But if you think about a different map, like, if you had on Inferno, if you had Magic playing B-bomb side on Inferno, and he gets 2 kills when they try and push through like that, that's huge. That will make you able to win the round, especially when you get 3 rifles saved somewhere else, right? On this map...
This is a rant about Cobble now.
It is. You might as well... This is a disclaimer for anyone watching. Everything right now is going to be a rant about CT side Cobble. But even if they trade...
You are right.
Even if they trade, it still doesn't make sense. They literally traded all their pistol players for NV rifle players. So they had 3 rifles left against 3 NV rifles. That's a big achievement in a round where you have sort of a mix of everything and it still doesn't work out. It's too much.
Valve. Please, for my sake.
Yeah.
Oh, Body.
Oh, that was beautiful, though.
That was lovely play from Apex, coming around the corner then. Nicely set up flash by teammates, comes through, gets the job done, and suddenly now, A-Long's in their control. Starting to build off the back of that, though. SK going to pour through, but then again, will we see the commitment from Envy on this one? Last time they backed away, now they're just going through on this one. They're just taking the fights, and, well, so far they're pretty much winning them. Be it the map that does assist the fact that you can get clean entries towards these maps on the T side and then work off the back of it. Be what it may, it's down to a 2v2. Make it a 1v2 as NBK now, the last man alive, suddenly got turned on his head. They got caught here, they were just running up, taking the fights a little bit too haphazardly. And SK punished them.
Yeah, somehow Envy have got stuck at this wall and just keep fighting there. NBK lining him up, he gets the one shot in. Oh, he's out of bullets, but the Tech-9 is there and he's going to pick up the kill for the triple. And NBK stealing that round for the remaining SK players that look like it should have been theirs. And probably should have been. That's a bit weird because... Envy must know when they get to the top of that sort of the ramp and they run into that wall, it's a decent enough spot to try and take a couple of fights, but if they wait too long, the people from B are going to be rotating in, and if there's someone flanking, they're going to be coming around the backside, so I don't know why they would wait for that long. The only one holding inside, I think, was Cillian, and he did do a very good job getting 2 kills, but it seemed like they should have been able to overpower him, and that was a bit weird.
I think a bit weird sums up a lot of these games today, to be fair. Especially in this one. Then again, a bit weird did work out in the end. You know, it's like when you say phrases that used to mean something like out of bullets, and then you say, but he's got a Tech-9. So, you know, this game just kind of summarizes all that together. Now Apex is kind of playing spearhead of this one. Happy just doming down Modi as he did get boosted up there. And Envy pretty much gifted the opening opportunities in this one. Freeze was the only person thus far to make any real impact and follows up very nicely towards NBK. Another bit of punishment coming through by that wall. Going to define another 1v1 here quite possibly as he gets some support. But Happy one's out towards Magic. But that bomb was over by mid, so Freeze...
That was a really nutty shot coming out of Freeze. I didn't even see that there was someone there, and we have X-ray, so that was incredible. Very well done, but it's not enough, obviously. Happy picking up a triple kill, and Kenny still doing quite well. Also, Apex being put into play right now. Kiyoshima, the only one sleeping a little bit on the Envy side, but it doesn't really matter because they're still winning 5 versus 2 at the moment, and SK deciding to go for Armor and CZ, trying to see if they can make this work. Again, I don't know what's happening. I'm still looking for a way to try and make them throw in some sort of CT side aggression because the sort of play for information on the CT side is pretty much crucial to every Counter-Strike map there's ever been, and this is the one map that I can think of that doesn't really allow for it. So That's why.
I could put like a little warning every time you go on like a mild rant about map design. It's like, Anders is currently saying he does not like this as a precursor. But no, you are quite right. There isn't an easy way to kind of define gathering the information at the moment. So even though SK are pushed up here, how much have they really discovered from this? Moddy's got a good glimpse. He's taken a risk on going this far, but really there's still 2-3 players actually around him, and he's going to get punished for going a little too far for it. Gains very little off the back, and Keo finally makes up for being a little bit lacking in that one by just hitting that lovely little headshot. Yeah,
that was quite well done from Kyoshima. 3 kills after they had essentially sort of dropped the bomb, and Magic here going to be going down as well to Happy. What they did just now, either in the mid doors on the A side of the map or on A long where they snuck out and got killed by Kyoshima there, those are the only 2 places I can think of where you could legitimately go for some sort of CT side aggression. The problem is, you're walking out of a choke hold into a huge open area where there are 100 angles where someone could be holding, so the odds against you are so great that I mean, the only way it works out is either if you're very, very quick and you get the peak, or if they're literally not there. If they're not there, then you could obviously, that's perfect, right? Look at right now, if Pimp was pushing up and seeing no one here, that would be such a huge win for his team, but it's a risk that's almost not worth taking.
Exactly that now. Back to that point in a second. It does seem as though EnVyUs is going to try and once again pick up the pace, push straight out towards this B-bomb site. Molly at least will catch down MBK. Asilian's going to follow up towards Kenny S. So holding these guys at bay for now, but the bullets do eventually run out for Asilian. And down to this 3v3. Molly just can't handle the pressure coming from drop from Happy. He's been a beast at this one. Anytime Molly tried that dash of aggression, his head got ripped off, and Happy expects the flank. Pimp goes down. And now Freeze, how many options do you have here? You've got to go big or pretty much run the hell away right about now, because those EnVy boys will want to take that orb out of your hands.
Freeze, yeah, not much of a chance. About to be 7-2 here. He's Happy, goes for the extended spray, and even steals the AWP. So cruel. 7-2. And the 10th round coming up, and the money, again, it's all over the place for SK.
Well, you wanted SK to be punished, Anders, so you're kind of having your way.
SK chose the road of punishment themselves.
But you said you'd be happy when it happens. You know, you're poor SK. Poor guys. There is no sympathy in your eyes right now.
No, this is...
literally none. And, well, forcing up with CZs is going about as well as you'd expect at this point, as they're trying to play it by almost default here, pushing out a little bit aggressive by A. Maybe is a little bit different, but aside from that, a couple players at B, 2 by A. If this works out, I'll be very surprised considering how hard it is to turn it. But then again, Molly's got himself to a good spot. Jerry, though, Happy's been outplaying him every single time, and that seems a trend that is not going to be stopping anytime soon, as now the 3 remaining players are holding these very close angles that already EnVy is starting to check.
Cillian trying to find that face of Happy, but just not succeeding, and Magic here, even if he could catch the kill on Kyoshima, it really won't have an impact on the round, but not going to happen. Nearly getting the kill though, down to 12 health, but it's going to be now a 6-round lead here for EnVy. And SK finally with a chance to reply. They got the 1 AWP, they're going to buy a second one. Moddy, some sort of AWP auction going on. A third one, no. I don't think it makes sense for Moddy to buy the orb anyway, but they could go... Why, if Pimp and Freeze are doing it, fair enough. That's pretty much it.
Yep. And it's a 4-1 split. Okay, so just Pimp.
Yeah.
Gonna be by A. Other orb heading over towards B side. Magic's gonna be popped up on towards the plateau or platform and touched behind the actual platform. I need to think of an actual word to call that, because...
Yeah, I'm not always sure either.
No, I'll figure out something. However, by this point, EnVy's going to realise that no one's really pushed forward that far. They're going to get control of long. They've still got 1 player over by drop. I can imagine that's probably going to be Happy. And they can slowly build themselves into this round. However, with the AWP in play still, this could change things. Pimp should be able to just solely keep that angle under wrap if he wants to, but no, he's going to adjust. Maybe look toward long here, but Kenny's already got that angle. Oof.
That was a good peek from Pip, actually, but he couldn't quite get the shot home. He got legged instead. Goes for it second time around. It looks like he's dead on. Now, Cillian in this corner, and this is very hard. He's going to trade more than just a 1-for-1. He's going to have to go for a couple of kills here. Gets down 1 and almost takes Apex with him, but it isn't enough, and that now means they really can't do much. And you're right from the beginning as well. Happy all the time lurking in that drop room, which means they can't just go for the straight retake either. And now... At least there are no more grenades left on EnVy, but SK, they're in a really tough spot. A nice boost coming out here as well. Moddy Not really realizing what's happening. Not getting shot either. There was a missed shot coming out of the Envy side. Kenny and MBK left.
Moddy and Molly's at the moment is a questionable topic, but Kenny's found Freeze on the cross. But 2v2, Molly's made it to the site. A little worse for wear, but quick kills coming in now as Match, the last man alive, gets shut down by Kenny, and a lovely little crossfire just to supplement what Envy started on that one. And as said, I think it was a little unfortunate for Pimp in that one. He made that nice little drop down towards the kind of balcony below the little fencing, so it was a little bit of an unorthodox peek towards Kenny then. But, you know, if you're just going to peek him straight up towards long, you know what you're probably going to get off the back of that. So, 2 to 9, and this feels like a completely different world to that first map we saw.
Yes, I mean, again, I really don't have, like, any good answer for what SK could be doing differently right now. Magic is here, he picks up one, almost trying to transfer that next on, but NBK is going to get the double kill in return, and Happy picking off Silly and trying to rotate in from behind. So you got to give Envy credit. I mean, they are doing everything right. They are anticipating flanks. Yep. When they get the opening frags on any bomb site, they're leaving one person in the middle of the map to make sure that any rotation is obviously going to be very slow, or not even going to happen if it gets really well. So Envy are just playing exactly like you should right now. SK on the other side, again, it's just a question of how many options do they have. I said it wasn't worth it to go and peek A long, but it's almost like if you did it 10 rounds in a row, maybe there'd be like 3 rounds when they weren't there, and those would be the 3 rounds you'd win. So it's almost like, you know, like a really, like a really tragic, you know, version of Counter-Strike where you just desperately hope at some point it'll work.
Maybe one day it will. We pray for it to work one day. But I can imagine Freeze will be praying, as he knows there's going to be a player close.
Alright.
There's your punishment, at least. It's just a leaping Kenny at the last possible second with the AWP, just to come around and be like, no. So, double AWP's going to come out for SK, and it's a shame because this is going to be the game that I'll probably remember out of the two, more than, you know, SK actually put up a real good fight. The first one, just because, you know, my mind is absolute trash, but I hope for them they can recover a little bit on their T side, and we do see that it is just maybe a better side for them on that sort of half. But then again, if they chose this to begin with, you've got to hope there was something there for them. But Envy again, brutal pacing to it. Just, you know, straight through the smoke. Pop, flash out. Magic is normally trading 1-for-1 on this, but now Freeze has the AWP here. A little bit of a difference, and suddenly it's actually paying off.
And that's what you want here. Plateau going to be well defended. Freeze picking up a triple kill. Happy all alone to try and see if he could do a little bit more here. Nice shot on Freeze. It's a fantastic start, but he needs another 4 kills, which doesn't seem like it's going to really happen. He ends up going down to Pimp, so 10 to 3, and again, that was a very, very good defense. It's very hard to replicate, and we'll see if they can, though.
Well, yeah, it's like how many times do you see Envy able to do that on their CT side as well? When they bring out the double AWPs, it's just like, okay, there's a lockdown. If anyone gets close to them when, you know, they're starting to worry, you see the double AWP play, and it's just like, oh, well, that was fun for a while, guys. But then again, Envy going straight back into this B play. Whether or not they're as quick to commit, yet to be seen. They might have to slow things down a little, allow Kenny a little bit of room to actually go for these openers, play for the picks here, or just look at a wall.
Kenny enjoying life for a moment.
The simple things. Bricks.
Oh, Freeze and Kenny right on the other side. This is scary, but the smoke fades, and it's actually Kiyoshima to break up the AWP stare down. And that again, this is very tough for SK now.
Freeze was the defining point of that previous round. One of the 3 that they currently have, reminding ourselves now the timing is atrocious, and Envy somehow reading it like a book, and you know, luck maybe with them, I don't care what it is, they just played it perfectly, just explaining as soon as that boost came out, as soon as they were trying to do something there, and now SK just went to Pimp. Gonna find Apex trying to push off the back of that flash, but by now bombs down and Envy are already hunting.
Yeah, Pimp getting shot on the side of the head there. That was Happy coming through, and that will make it 11 to 3, moving into the 15th round, the last of the half here. And SK, because they did have a lot of people living in the last round, they at least have a chance to go for a bit of a buy. If they hadn't had that, then it would have been even worse for them right now. The best they could do is 11-4, and I don't think it's good enough. I think they need more than the 4 rounds. I think this needed to be like a 9-6 type scoreline.
Especially when they're choosing to start on the CT side, you'd assume or hope or expect them to have something in the tank to bring out, just because it's
not even.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
I don't think they had. I don't feel sorry for them.
You're mean.
They asked for this.
Live with your choices, SK. It is just a shame, though.
If you give me the whip and turn around, then
you made full eye contact and then said that. I'm like, what?
you gotta expect what's coming. This is it.
Are you talking to me or SK right now? Because I'm almost getting excited. But anyway, SK have at least got the first kill for once in this one. Following up with the second, maybe P90s and a little bit of S&M makes everyone play a little bit better. So 3 players there for Envy and 1 minute to play with.
Yeah, I mean, I have to assume that they're enjoying it because I don't see any other reason why they would go for this thing. If you can we just make this a rule from here on out? If you win the knife round on this map, you just choose the T side and don't do what SK are doing right now. Well, they are getting good kills in, and maybe they can make it 11-4. It seems like they should be able to. Happy here, almost out of bullets as well, and they've got him locked in, even with a couple of Molotovs here to try and see if they could force him back. So 11-4. If they win the pistol round, I still think the road back is a little bit too far, but it would make for an exciting comeback if they could make it work.
Christ. Happy's so sick to watch when he starts doing that stuff.
Tuned in. 11-4, and this pistol round is going to be everything for the Danish side.
Yeah. Absolutely everything. So it's just such a lot. See, the thing is that after watching them on the first map, it just feels like such a different game between 2 very different teams.
Yeah, and again, I have to say, I think it's the map that does it. Unfortunately, it's I can't. If I've got into the habit now where I try and think if this was a different map, well, what would happen now?
How would the situations play?
Yeah, like let's say we were on Mirage and you trade evenly you're on the CT side, so you're playing 4-on-4 now and you're on the CT side and you think, well, it's no good for us to just have 2 people on either bomb site, because then if they all 4 hit 1 bomb site, we're playing essentially a 2v4 defense, and that's not fun. So you would go for information. You would say, all right, let's push someone out A, B, middle, anywhere. Find out what's going on. Where are they setting up? Where are they not setting up? And then build on that. It's almost impossible to do on this map.
Yeah, it is.
It can't be done. At least I have not seen anyone do it yet. I don't want to rule anything out, but I haven't seen anyone successfully come up with a way of getting information about what the terror side is doing. NBK has a bit of an idea, at least, about where one player is, because I think he just took a bullet to the head long range. But apart from that, SK still needs to find a way to open up. And there's a bit of a stat going on the plateau, it seemed. 3 people actually there. And right now, SK are making a pretty good call here. Yeah,
Glock Train is heading straight through. NBK got absolutely wrecked to start with. Considering he was one of the players with armor as well, it's kind of annoying to him. I can imagine Happy was the other. All the others going with utility, pretty much straight up. You got Kenny S there with the the kit and the flashes. Keo and Apex as well were the ones with that. But now bomb planted, 5v5 on a pistol round, and look at this Modi just patiently waiting on the side. Kenny just pulls down, but Pimp on the perfect flank could do so much damage here. But my God, Pimp, this is not pretty, but it kind of's getting the job done. And now Magic's in a 1v1, and I think Magic has no idea where this guy is. He was terrified of the smoke, but somehow he gets that kill. What is this game, and what are these guys doing? Like,
that was very confusing, and you're right. It seemed like that flank from Pimp took all day, and I was even worried for a while because it looked like the model. When he kills Happy, it looks like the model's actually blocking his view for a little bit, so that could have been really scary. But it sort of works out. He even gets the triple kill in there at the end, and yeah, I think they weren't sure if someone was defusing. Very, very critical round coming in from SK here. Now it's 4 HC grenades and pistol and armor for Envy. They desperately want SK to go for a plateau push, just like they expected for it to be on the pistol round, and they were wrong about that.
Modi could be going into a bad place very soon. But it is just Modi. Not going to be working for it just yet. The first nade comes in. We try to tempt him, tease him into making a way through, and step by step. Imagine Envy's grin growing if anyone else joins him right now, but he does have the molly to clear out one piece of this. First tag comes in. Kenny switching up to the nade now. There's the first, there's the second, and oh my God, suddenly it gets a little bit dangerous. He does make it away. By this point,
this is the thing about how much information that gives them. Kiyoshima spotted, another 3 comes, so they know exactly how many players were at that bomb site. And now they're going to go for it quick here. Apex actually doing a terrifying amount of damage, and even falls back without taking too much himself. Gets a grenade in on Magic as well. Now SK are in a bit of a weird position here because all the information that they've got is a bit obsolete at this point. NBK, Apex coming through with the kills as well. They are starting to run back to the B bomb site, but it's too late. I think NBK, if they run, he can hear them here as well. Yeah, he knows.
Definitely knows now. That flash comes through. He does get mildly caught, but he's already picked up one kill down here. That's his second. He stopped Modi going on the flank earlier. Now he stopped Freeze trying to get ahead of the curve. Now just down to Magic. You could just tell that was over by the time that started, but you got to be so frustrated at that. Like, because the thing is of it, it's not sad, excuse me, the thing is that actually Envy played it great. Like, Apex then playing so nicely as well. Using the smokes that were down there. Perfect little pop flash to come out, takes one, backs away, somehow doesn't get punished. Call it dirty, call it what you want. They do it well. It's
yeah, I mean they definitely do, and it is one of the core strengths of this team. And SK just maybe a little bit too much hesitation with the execution there. You know, as soon as they knew how many were coming, just instantly run for it.
If someone calls how many smokes about to go down here, or C coming over, unless Kio's just going to do it for him. They're going to see the smokes. They have to call this out now. Bear in mind, round the back there is Happy, who's just been spotted out, but he does manage to pick up Pimp in the end. Now it's just down to Magic. And again, SK just being wrapped around Envy's little finger here. And if it wasn't going to be the nade, it was going to be the pistol.
13-5 and 3 more rounds for Envy to close out this game. And again, the money for SK, it is just not there. They don't get a chance to get the bomb down, and it's a bit of a shame because that pistol round was supposed to buy them a way to actually at least get a chance to get a say in the second half here.
Yeah.
And because Envy win the last round, it almost gets stolen away from them. Now they will have to play just almost a flawless game, not in this round, but right afterwards.
Yeah, that is their option. A flawless game.
Yeah.
Setting the bar.
Make no mistakes at all.
Well, it's not on the T side this time, right? So there's a chance for it. But, yeah. I was expecting it's not gone too well. Nice work from Kia then, just to make sure that bomb doesn't go down. And a little unfortunate on the other side of things if you're wanting SK to get that. Sadly for them, no extra, well, money coming through on that. So a decent buy, but certainly not what they've been intended for.
We'll see if they could get something done. Magic is at 12 kills, are currently leading the scoreboard for SK, but it's 25 on Happy. He's been having a very good day today, because he was top fragging, I think, as well, with like 33 kills, I think, on Mirage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a double overtime, but still, I think it's he had close to 30, actually, even almost going into it, so pretty impressive stuff here. Kenny going to be falling back, and they do try and see if they could double up here. Modi going down, Pip with the one headshot. Brings it back into a 4-on-4, which is definitely heavily favoring SK right now.
But what do they do with it? Asilian's ahead of everyone else. He's pushed his way up, but they are recommitting down towards A now. Molly goes in, trying to clear out the corners, but Apex on the site has the chance to take down Asilian, and no one's there to do anything about it. SK, just a little hesitant now. But will NBK have the chance at this?
He's waiting for it. One flash in. He sees the shadow from Pimp and instantly takes him down. Now Magic and Freeze, they got to win this 2v3. Turn it into a 2v2 at least. That bomb is still not down. There's more than a minute left, and Freeze going to be dropped again. NBK coming through the kill. Magic tries the long-range spray, but NBK saving the round for Envy and making it 15-5, and moving into 10 straight map points here for Envy. Call me crazy, but I don't think they're going to make it out here.
You know what? I'm not an announcer, Sanders, but I feel in my limited knowledge that you may be correct.
I mean,
I'd kind of want us to be proved wrong in the most hilarious manner, but I just don't see it happening. But then again, we've not had the impending doom pause just yet.
No, you're right. We have not. That's I keep forgetting about that. Although Happy's right behind, it looks like this should be exactly the sort of round where that might happen. But they are setting up for it here. A couple of grenades back and forth, and Happy tries to come down behind and actually almost misses that. He's down to half health as well. There's a good headshot coming through from Freeze. The bomb gets dropped in the site, and it's still a 2-on-3, favoring SK by one man. And there's a good shot coming on through, and, well, there it is.
There it is.
The much called on.
The money shot.
Magic. We've been everywhere today, haven't we?
Oh, we have. We've hit some real topics.
Yeah.
Some real highlights. Oh my! But yeah, as we do wait for the surprising outcome to close. Oh! There we go. All right, 2v1 now, as Freeze is your last man standing, and sadly for him, it does seem as though options are closing. Nice play around the flash then, but the 1v1. MBK down to 6 HP, does get picked up. And SK live to fight another day, Anders. This could be back on here.
Just, I mean, I'm on pins and needles for what's happening in this upcoming round. I feel like it could definitely go either way. 26 kills for Happy here. I mean, it's definitely been a decent day for him. And SK. I'm curious though if EnVy are going to do anything special to try and get this round. They are doing a bit of a split here with 2-3, but that means they need to win the fight that's about to happen here with Modi at least. Happy's right on the edge with the AWP. Not a bad weapon to try and fight an AK here.
But Modi might just be given enough rope to hang himself with if he does start trying to play through that tiny little gap in that, because as you can hear, those shots are coming in from drop, and there's the crossfire. Keo just pounces onto that one, switching up to the AK, and suddenly SK are a man down.
Not the best start. I think Modi had a feeling that there was going to be nobody in the bomb side. In fact, there were 3 people who could have all peeked at the broken wall there. So that's very unfortunate for Modi. I understand why he wanted to do that, because there's also a chance that he could have been in the middle of a boost or setting up something and drop instead. So can't really blame him too much for that one. Happy missing a shot on a Cillian though. And we're down to about 54 seconds here. Walks right into a grenade, and when he tries to strafe the other way, he does an AWP. So Cillian's not having a good time at all. Magic turning around right into the shot, and Kenny with a double kill going to finish it. EnVy taking out SK on Cobblestone.
And what a surprise that was.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, okay. Being very honest, taking into account the first map, I think I raised my hopes a little bit. I think I always expected the scoreline to be relatively favourable to EnVy, kind of more to what you'd expect on paper of that one, but still to see it kind of close down in that sort of manner, it's just like...
I think I was feeling hopeful, but by the time
you were wishing them like
they gave EnVy the whip
games.
And bending over and
don't start.
Spank me. I think I knew that things were.
Can someone just make a sound clip of that like right now?
We're definitely getting weird at that point.
Don't try and overtalk it. Like I want a sound clip of that. Yeah, like can we get a tape over here, like some duct tape over?
So all I'm saying is,
what are you saying?
I don't know if SK learned it. All the rest of us learned a lot. Don't pick CT side Cobblestone, please.
I've learned so much today.
So hard.
So much.
It's so hard to play that map. It really is.
I can imagine it is. But so yeah, at the end of the day, it was a good little set from them. Credit to SK on the first map, especially for picking up what was a dire season before, making those changes, coming back looking a lot stronger. Second map, however, Cobblestone, I think is a good summary for that one. And outside of that, any closing thoughts on this one?
Not really. Just I mean, I think you hit all the important topics there. I'm looking forward to seeing if SK could do more in the future. Definitely. Yeah, I'm glad that they've shown us something today here. Yeah.
All right, well, something to look forward to in the future, hopefully. But I think we need to take Anders away from here because he's saying weird things that will probably get us fired. So let's head over to the EnVy analysis desk to hopefully maybe keep us in a job, or, well, who knows.
It's the pain meds.
Thank you very much. I think the pain meds have been hit a little too hard tonight for Anders.
You know who needs the pain meds now, Lee? I think
what goes on off camera, you know.
It's also like saddle sores because not only did they have the whip, but they got that saddle and the bridle.
Okay. So let's talk about the first thing that they did mention, and it was a point obviously throughout it. The fact they won the knife round and they chose to go CT's side. Why in the hell do teams do this, Yenko? Especially on Cobble.
Well, I mean, no. Are we going to talk about whips again, please? Come on.
Not at all. No. Actual analysis.
I mean, for some teams, it's just preference. You have teams who prefer to start on the defensive side. You have some teams who prefer to start on the weaker side to let's just get this over with, so we can have the stronger side to mount a comeback on. But
does that not give you like a down moral effect? Like, I mean, there was 11-4 first half, so it's immediately like, Christ, we got a big challenge.
Yeah, but it's also it can also be the fact that all right, we're down, but we know that this is our good side, and we know that we can get 12 rounds if needed, and so on. I mean, it all depends on the team itself.
And there's like it's a gamble because there's a big boost that you can get as well. If you win the pistol on CT, then you get a few rounds on the board on CT, then you're just feeling great because you're like, okay, we got like a few rounds on the harder side. Now we go over to the side where we get to control the pace, we get to play our game. The only issue is that when you're playing against Envy, it's like just don't give MVT side.
Talking about the pistol round, obviously both times it was Terrorists that won the pistol, and again, they lost that second pistol.
Listen, we had obviously 4 maps, 8 pistol rounds. The T side won pistol 5 out of 8 times. Every time the T's won the pistol round, they would lose the second round.
Lost it straight after.
I mean, it's obvious that we need to use this whip on the in-game leaders, basically, because I mean, I'm just after the third one, I was done. I just stopped watching anymore. I was like, okay, they won a pistol. Now
this was a wild pistol round.
It's like people have unlearned, or like the teams have unlearned how to play solid anti-ecos, because like you're going back to this like duel style that they're all gravitating towards, where it's just like, actually we want to be split up, we want to look for.
Do you think it's the whole SMG thing? They're just like, oh, I want money. I'm going to go crazy with it.
It's nothing to do with that. It's just like, I think that they got too comfortable treating them, as like regular rounds. Right. Whereas, remember back when teams were, first dealing with the CZ and all that, the solution was actually we all just kind of stay grouped at all times, so that there's always a trade, and we always just move in as a unit and just swarm a site. And Yanko, I mean, you were talking. It's just like you constantly see these teams now where they're just all across the map, alone, taking fights. It's just like, why?
Look at what EnVyUs did. So they get long control. They have good pressure towards the A bomb site. And instead of using that and just, brute forcing their way in, getting the trades with superior weaponry and everything, they want to go for kind of a fake. But they don't have any map control on the other side. I mean, they have Happy, who is on drop, but they don't know what's going on at platform. So they push there, but the SK players are already close by. Magic Boy with the CZ, and you can see what can happen. Like Luminosity is also notorious for being and Fnatic really skilled with CZ in those second rounds. So you will get punished for it at times. Why take that risk? I mean, I'm not going to talk about it because it would take forever.
Oh, here we go.
Is this?
No, I mean, but it's just like up close with the CZ there. It's like, this is gravy train.
He also got, I think, 2 kills when he was pushing B platform as well. So
it's just like that. Yeah, it's almost as if teams need to relearn once again how to play versus these pistols. Because like for a time there, it was like you win the pistol and then you know how to anti-eco, and then you're just gonna get those 3 rounds. And yeah, it's like we've seen that shift away from that now, where it always feels like a gamble.
It has basically a double effect. The thing is, it's not only on the T side you win a pistol, and if they force, it's actually good for you on a map like Cobble, because if you win that second round, then in the first gun round they're not gonna have a lot of resources. They're not gonna have the Molotovs and the nades and the smokes and the flashes, maybe not even an AWP, So if you win that second round, you have a good base for the whole half, but people just keep throwing it away with some sloppy play.
I could tell this is going to be a moment of happiness for you for the rest of the week, I feel here. I think we might be hitting this point.
I'm just going to start watching from the middle of the half and pretend that nothing happened until that point.
Dude, if Envy are playing, yeah, man, like Mirage, like, hey guys, let's just force 5 rounds in a row.
Let's just keep going.
But I have to say, I think they became more disciplined on their CT side. If they get a good lead on the T side and they, lose the CT pistol or maybe a gun round here and there, they're actually going to go for an eco, even a double eco, which just blew my mind. I saw it at the game show LAN. They actually went for that. I was like,
so this is unusual, yeah.
What sorcery is this?
Yeah. And BK's pulling the reins finally.
But on the T side, they still do their thing, so just EnVyUs.
That's never changed.
No,
they're unique in that sense.
Still working for them, obviously. Why not?
Right. Well, I think that does us for tonight. Obviously, we have another 2 games coming tomorrow, and we will see you then, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for watching. It's been a good night of Pro League.
Yeah, good start.
Tomorrow, we'll all have some sleep. Good night.